Welcome back to the channel of the Fat, a Championship Manager 0102 channel. We look at saves, we look at hints and tips, we look at challenges. We do everything we can to continue keeping the game alive. What we're going to do today is slightly different to something we've done for a while, and it's an actual save. So you can see on your screens there, from the Champman website, they have a challenges section, and this is the most recent one that has been added, and it's to do with the Italian League. So we'll have a read through, and that will give you an overview of what we're going to be having a look at today. You see Ruud Gullit, Marco van Basten and Frank Rijkaard there, and we go into the reading. Which says, in 1988, the top three footballers in the voting for the Ballon d'Or were all Dutch and all played for AC Milan. The press called them Tre Tulipani, or the Three Tulips. Silvio Berlusconi called them the best threesome he'd ever paid for. In a 3-year period between 87 and 90, when Serie A only allowed 3 foreign players, AC Milan, led by the Three Tulips, won Serie A, 2 European Cups, an Italian Super Cup and the European Super Cup. It was also the Three Tulips winning the 1988 Euros for Holland with that very memorable goal by Marco van Basten in the final, if you remember. Across the San Siro, I suppose, not even across the city because they play in the same ground. In the same period, the blue and black side of Milan at Inter were also enjoying their own successes, powered by a trio of German players. In 1989, they were very close to matching Milan's Ballon d'Or triple header, with Lothar Matthäus winning the trophy, Andy Bremer finishing third, and fellow German Jürgen Klinsmann finishing joint sixth. In 88-89, Inter won Serie A by a record 11 points, ahead of Milan and a Maradona-led Napoli. They would go on to win the Italian Super Cup and the UEFA Cup as well. Inter's German Legion would go on to win the World Cup in 1990, held in Italy. So now it's your turn, or my turn, to go triple Dutch or get a hair transplant. The challenge is to take over AC Milan or Inter and sign your own Three Tulips or Germans, with points awarded for goals, assists and man of the matches, etc. Additional points for being top scorer, player of the year, FIFA World Player of the Year. So this will be done on the April 2022 update. I'm not allowed to sign anyone with dual nationalities until they have been capped by Italy or the country of the choosing, Netherlands or Germany. The tactic to be used will be obviously non-wibwob, and a variation of 4-5-1 for Milan or 4-3-3 for Inter. It's a 2-season challenge with only season 2 scoring. You have to sell any player in the squad that is not Italian, only by players, plus your 3 scoring Dutchmen or Germans. For Milan season 2, must be only Italian plus the 3 Dutchmen. For Inter, only Italian plus the 3 Germans. So I hope that all makes sense. It sounds like a great challenge. So let's get into it. And I think I am going to choose Milan. And the only reason that I say this is if I had to pick an Italian side as my favourite, it would be Inter. So you would think organically, normally, I would choose Inter. But what has happened on these updates is the actual Inter colours are quite dark. Can't really see the Internazionale there, can you? So I'd rather have a club where I can actually see what's going on. But for anyone who was to choose Inter, this is from April 2022. Search by nationality and that'll show you all the players that they would need to get rid of. So Correa, Martinez, he would need to go. Lazaro, Zinho, the young defender, Edin Dzeko would need to go, Alexis Sanchez, Vidal, Brozovic, Perisic. All these players would need to be sold, but they would already have in place players like Barella, Bastoni, Darmian, Gagliardini, so there's a decent start. But we are not choosing Inter. We will begin with Milan. Much more visible, the black and red. And again, we will search by nationality and see all the players that need to be sold by the end of season 1. So we're looking at Beneka, Salamakers. Kessie would need to go, although he already has a transfer arranged. Rebic would go, Tamori would go, Diaz and Bakayoko are only on loan, but they would need to go. Theo Fernandez, Olivier Giroud, Mike Maignan. All these players would need to be sold and replaced with Italians, and 3 Dutchmen. Okay, so we're going to get into it, and what I will do is just show you once again the squad, have a look at some of the players in there, and then have a quick search for Dutch players that are available and interested in joining AC Milan. So the board want the title, so we're going to need to, with this whole transition from overseas players to just Italians and the 3 Dutchmen, we're going to need to keep results going as well. And we start with Bologna, Roma and Sampdoria. So here we go. Here's the first team squad. Mike Maignan, very good goalkeeper, but he's French, so he would need to go. We have a 35-year-old Romanian as the backup goalkeeper for Milan. He would need to go also. Calabria can stay. We are being asked to use a back 4, so he will be staying. Florenzi, I'll keep him here on loan. He can be a good second right back. Theo Hernandez, excuse me, he would need to go. Would be able to pick me up a decent chunk of money as well, £22 million. Sami Khedira, getting old a little, would be able to pick up some money there. Romagnoli, he'll probably be playing centre back this season. Fikayo Tomori, excellent player, just 23 years old, but is English, so is unable to stay. Tamui Bakayoko. Beneka would need to go, but we would be able to keep Sandro Tonali, so that's our defensive midfielder sorted, if we pick one, of course. Kessie, as we know, will go. Krunic will go. Samu will go. Messias, go. Alexis Salamakers, he will go. And into the forwards, Leao will be sold. Raheem Diaz will have his loan cut short. Ante Rebic will also go. Olivier Giroud will be sold. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic will also be departing AC Milan. So that's the first team squad as it stands on day one. A decent squad, but it really doesn't matter because they will all be going. The Giuseppe Meazza, or the San Siro as it's more well known, 75,000, nearly 76,000 all-seater stadium, and we've got £46 million to spend. So how I've got this set up is through the starter kit, which is from the excellent John Betts and can be found on his GitHub page or on champman0102.net, please do have a look on that website and you'll be able to find that. The starter kit allows you to set up the game easily, so I've been able to set up very easily the April 22 database on it. But other patches that I have included are, as you would have seen on the players, we've included the 4th column, so that will give you attributes that are usually hidden by the game: adaptability, big matches, consistency, corners, dirtiness, fitness, injury proneness, loyalty, one-on-ones, penalties, and versatility. So that is available to me. I've also put the finances up by 4. So an example of that is if, for example, someone is a £1 million player on the original game, they'd be worth £1 million. In this one for myself, they would be showing as worth £4 million. So it just multiplies the finances in the game by 4. It doesn't give you more money. In the back of the game it's still those same figures running, but the patch allows you to see the figures differently multiplied by 4. So to use an example here, 46 million is the transfer funds. I'm on times 4, so if I divide that by 4, AC Milan would start with around about 10-12 million as a transfer kitty. Yeah. Other things that I have available on this save include being able to view any club's finances. So if I were to go to the other team we could have chosen, Inter Milan, I can see that they've got 58 million available to spend, so a little bit more money available for them. So what we'll do is get into it and we'll have a look at the player and staff search pages. If you've seen a video I've posted on my YouTube recently about key attributes, you'll know how I search for my players. I've got a set number of different attributes that I search for to be able to sign players and the players that I want for any particular position. So what I will need to do today is, so for example, I know that none of the forwards at the club are Italian or Dutch, so I will need to search for new strikers. So the attributes that I use are here. This is what I look for, these 12 different attributes in a striker. Now I think the formation I'm going to use will only have the one, so I'll probably only need to sign 2 strikers, maybe a third younger backup striker. I may well have that already in the reserves though. So what I will need to do is switch and show Italian and show them as interested, so we can see there are none available. So the choice now is yours. You can either drop the figures for some of the attributes that are here already, or where you have in the bottom right match, you could change that to maybe match only 10 of the 12 listed attributes for any striker that comes up. So if I was to OK now, we will find Gabriel Barbosa, but he has been capped by Brazil, so I'm unable to use him. If I go down one more, we could have a look at Nicholas. I'll call him Nicholas, but he's dual nationality, so I'm not allowed to use him until he's been capped by Italy. Martinelli, as we already know, is a Brazilian, and Christian Stuani is a Uruguayan, so I would drop again and have a look for an Italian. We do have Diego Tardelli, but he is a Brazilian. Argentine, dual nationality, American. So we can see that striker, for the type of attribute that I am looking for, is going to be a difficult position. So what I'm going to need to do over the course of this first season is completely rebuild the squad, sell off everyone who we have who is not Italian, and then bring in some replacements to build a squad ready for season 2. Hopefully keep my job even if I don't win the league, and then make an assault on those points for season 2. Okay, so this is obviously going to be part 1 of the series. I'm going to end it here. What I'm going to do is play season 1 off screen. I'll come back to you at some point in the future with season 2, so do look out for that. And yeah, if you do like this video, please do hit the thumbs up button, the like button, subscribe to the channel for more and for the upcoming episodes. Share with people you find that may be interested in this content, and please do comment below with any player names that you could recommend, or anyone that you think should be being signed. Look forward to seeing you for episode 2.